Yo, yo. About to get started here. One moment. There we go. All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? Gonna get started here for today. See some stuff. What's good? What's good? What's good? We're live. We're live. We're live. It's late at night here. Welcome back, or welcome to anyone here. About to check out the markets. Gold's been pushing up. We're going to go over some things. Price is overall bullish. We're going to analyze the markets. Maybe see if there's a setup coming. There might be a sell coming. Maybe a pullback coming for London session. Maybe if we stay in the charts long enough, we could find maybe a sell setup. There might be a pullback coming before going up more. Price is overall bullish on the daily. Yesterday closed bullish. Today's continuing bullish. I mean, if you found buys, good stuff. Right now, market might be in a place where it could try to pull back. Maybe find some rejection. Might be a setup tonight, setting up here for sells. Maybe London sells. We'll see. Gonna keep an eye on the charts for a bit. For the next hour or so with you guys here. See if there's any setups. Might get a sell setup tonight. Keep an eye on it. Price has pushed up nice for the week so far. I think there might be some rejection. Keep an eye on price long enough between 33.25, 33.30 area. Would have liked to have seen price pull back for buys to 3,300 or 32.90 if you're on the session earlier. I was saying if we could pull back to that area, it would be nice. There wasn't really much of a pullback. There was this candle that pulled back. And yeah, on Oanda, there's a gap as well there. It's kind of coming into that. You might, like, it's 12:40 right now, pre-London session. So you're probably, what I'd want to see before, like, maybe seeing a sell setup is price actually spike up and even kind of come back down. Looks like we're going to come to like 33.25. You might spike up. Price could create a wick, like grab some liquidity, spike up first before coming down. I did that last night. Like last night around these hours, price gave a sell setup. I like taking these off personally. Yeah, like if you look at London last night, 2, 3 in the morning, like the market spiked up. We could still spike up like last night. We still could drive up a bit, potentially try to create a high for giving some retracement, sort of like last night. If you look at price action last night, coming into London session, you can see we were pushing up like we are now. And you can see there's still a thrust up, there's still drive up before you had like London sells. New York was bullish. We've been bullish since New York. Maybe similar to last night. You could get, if price is going to do a sell, like it'd be probably similar to price action last night. You get more push up and then it would come back and reject if you're looking for sells. You want to see like price go up and then come back down, give you sort of like a wick creation. It happens a lot in London session. Like last night, you could see the wicks that price created, pushing up, pushing up. So there was some volatility up before coming down. Maybe there's an entry on stream. If not, I'll probably end up dropping like a signal in the Discord chat later tonight, or just keeping an eye on gold. Yeah, maybe 33.50. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Right now, you're at 33.25. Might reject that area. Again, like watching for signs, watching the candlesticks. Going to be watching price for signs. Not just going to be entering. Going to be watching this candle over the next couple of hours and looking for signs, looking for different confirmations to see what price does. We could potentially get a pullback if price looks good. Maybe in London, 2-3 hours. I would say next 2 hours. Might be a sell setup, so just monitor price. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I jumped on tonight just to give you guys a heads up. We're gonna stay on for maybe an hour, and we're gonna see how the market trades in the next hour and see maybe if there's any confirmations, any signs, any evidence. But over the next 2 hours, like going into London, you might get a sell setup, maybe come back to 3,300. Maybe you get a drop like last night. If you saw London last night and I just showed you, you can watch the 4 hour still. This 4 hour, 15 minutes left. Next 4 hour could spike up. Next 4 hour could spike up. Like look at last night's 4 hour. This one. That's a good sign of evidence. Like what that candle did. So if you're watching like a 4 hourly, you could potentially get like a thrust up in price, but it could come back down and close, potentially starting a retracement. Like you don't just have to sell from here. You can anticipate, oh, maybe price brings a sell. You'll just have to sell right away. You could kind of anticipate potential reaction in that area. Price could still spike up, close back down, end up coming back down, and then create that rejection. If it spikes up, maybe a candlestick. Sorry, there's a good zone, good area. There's a good area price is coming to. So price is coming to an area where we know it could react. That's, we're watching a price area where the market could potentially react, like a resistance. Doesn't mean we have to go in on price. We can anticipate potential reactions here. We can then watch price, keep an eye on price for evidence between different time frames to see like if we see any different types of confirmations. Maybe smaller time frames can help us maybe find earlier confirmations, right? Or we could just stick to a 4 hour candle. We could watch a 4 hour candle and see if like a 4 hour candle maybe rejects in this area, right? So when you're having a setup, it's maybe just monitoring price, watching it, not jumping into a trade, trying to give yourself some evidence, some clues, some signs, but you can always anticipate movements, right? I dropped some good signals last week. Anyone who's in my inner circle, I gave you guys some good signals, some good trading last week. I made good profit last week. We had some good trades last week. We're staying patient this week. Don't wait for me always to trade too, guys. Like there's days I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to catch every setup. So as much as you guys see me on it, sometimes you got to, I'm not always going to be there to trade every day. Remember, I'm not here to trade for you guys, right? I'm here to teach you guys how to trade. So there's going to be days where I'm not participating, right? And not participating is participating, if you get what I mean. Not participating in the markets is as much as participating, as much as you might think it is. You're not doing anything is sometimes doing the best thing is the best thing you can do at times, right? Staying patient. We caught some good signals last week. Last week was like a fire week. I sent some signals out to you guys that are in my inner circle. And even when we were live, we did some live trading. We caught some stuff live as well last week. There were some good trades last week that we caught. I sent some signals. See what we can find this week. We're just staying patient. If you guys are on it this morning, like this is what I mean. Like I'm not always. I missed a good trade this morning, right? 32.75. I'm not gonna catch every single trade. I'm gonna miss setups too. But if you were trading this morning, clean setup based off of everything I teach you guys. Based off of everything I teach you guys, especially if you're in my inner circle, everything I teach you guys. There's a setup this morning. Everything I've taught you guys for months. Everything I've taught you guys for months this morning. You know, perfectly. You could say, right? Change of character, market structure shift. So you have like a nice structure, break and retest at the whole number. At a good time as well. You had rejection candle there. 32.75. Here you had a good setup. This is the stuff I've been teaching you guys for months on end. We have videos, countless sessions, setups we've caught live and on signals and markups on things like this. There's a perfect setup down here that you can see, and this is some of the stuff I've taught you guys for months to look for. This is the type of stuff you got to get good at finding on your own too, spotting on your own, right? You have a nice market structure shift, takes out the high, right? Right here. Breaks up, creates a higher high. Pulls back, nice pullback through London session. Then you have a rejection candlestick here, an inverted hammer. This would be called an inverted hammer. That one right there. It's basically an upside down hammer, inverted. And right at that whole number, 32.75. Market then trades up, 3,300. We break above 3,300. And we've been bullish. Overall, price is bullish. I'm not looking for buys here. I'm thinking more of like I want to pull back so I could look for buys too. Because if this can pull back on a bigger pullback, maybe to 3,300, 3,310. Honestly, if we really look at 3,290 still, like down here. Maybe there's a sell setting up for like a rejection. You don't even have to look for the sell. You could try to see if sells happen to maybe go in for a buy if the market gives a big enough pullback, right? To like this area here, 3,300 area. I try to watch the market, see what it does tonight. There could be rejection around here. I would say potentially rejection around 33.25, 33.30 area. Could potentially bring a move down, maybe back to 3,300. You could be even sitting on your hands. You don't have to look for a sell setup. I would watch the hourly. Like if you look at last night, look at the hourly last night, how it rejected up here, and then it went down for some hours. Last night, London session was completely bearish. New York session bullish. We come in at 33.25, 33.30 area. This area could possibly form like 1 hour or 4 hour rejection on the candles. Sort of like last night. If you look at last night. Last night had a nice candle here on the 4 hour. See, it's like a small body and wick. A lot of times London is going to create like if there's going to be a sell in London, usually it's going to create like a thrust up first. If there's going to be like sells in London session, you're usually going to see like between 1, 2 in the morning, maybe even yeah, like pre-London, not even London session, like pre-London, a bit before London session, so like 2 in the morning. You're usually gonna see like a thrust up, a wick created, volatility, especially if it's like going up before like this. Like last night created a 4-hour wick here, and then the next candle came down all the way until New York for like hours. So usually, from my experience, when you're going into London and it's like you might be thinking sells, usually pre-London creates a high into London. Like there's usually a thrust up, volatility, a strong move up before that sell comes in. You could probably get that even tonight. Like this could spike up before potentially creating a sell. If you're looking for buys, it's not really in the place to buy unless you're scalping it. For me, it's moved quite a bit, so it's like if I'm looking, it's like this earlier this afternoon I was saying the same thing. If you're on the session this afternoon, I was saying look for pullbacks to here for buys up. If anybody was on this afternoon, I was saying like we were here this afternoon. Price was pumping when we were on, and I was even saying this afternoon like look for a pullback to 3,300 or 3,290 if you're looking for a buy. It didn't get quite there, and it just pushed up. So same spot like this afternoon I was saying like look for pullback continuation if you're looking for buys. Same sort of spot right now. Like if you're looking for buys, wait for a bigger pullback. You can watch 4-hour. 4-hour would be a good candle to even keep an eye on if the 4-hour does like rejection, bearish. If you get like a bearish 4-hour candle, that could be potentially a start of the sells. Like let's just kind of forward think here. It's coming to a good zone. Like there is this candle here, this blue candle. See this blue candle? Coming to like supply here. We have a big supply zone. It's like reaching here. This sell off here. So it's coming to like some supply. Which again is like 33.30, 33.25 area. Okay. Could have some rejection around there. Ideally in this scenario, you could be waiting for like a candle like this. A smaller bearish candle. The ones that I've circled. On the 4-hour, like I've circled 2 candles for an example. This one. And this one. You can watch the 4-hour, stay patient, because this 4-hour could spike up and then come back down, or even the next one. The next one could kind of spike up and then come down, reject bearish, like close bearish on the 4-hourly. Ideally, in this case, like wicks could form. Like if we look at rejection candles, like ideally we'd want maybe like a small candle like this. Some of the ones I'm circling, smaller like this, like a rejection. Ideally, but look at like rejection can form, like see these wicks that form at tops of candles and then start a move down on the next candle. You have to watch the candle because you could even get like spikes up, wick spikes up before a sell off. If there's going to be a sell off, like you could get a candle even like this. See this one that I'm circling that spikes up. This candle, if you're looking for sells, you'd want to even see like you want to see evidence of rejection, candlestick rejection, 4-hour. Like this candle is a good one too. That candle you can see at one point would have been extremely bullish, spiking up, and the market at that point wasn't a good sell spot. Like if you were looking at the market at that place, you might have been thinking sells, because look at where it is realistically. When you look at where the market is there, it's, you know, trading at a previous support here. So let's see where the market was here, right? And see that candle? That candle went above there, right? See that candle right there? So you have a nice looking break and retest, right? You have this low. You have the market push down under the low. And then it ends up coming back to it. But you see this volatility here, right? That's created. Look at the time. I don't know if you guys can see the time there on the screen. It's 2 a.m. candle. You guys can see that time there. It's 2 a.m. candle, London candle, like pre-London going into London session candlestick. So volatility is usually created on that candle. You can see thrust up. If there's gonna be a sell in London, like usually the market will create like a wick or at least a candlestick rejection, but there can usually be like a thrust up of volatility. Like for example, this candle, see the next candlestick after it? See how there's a wick? See how the next candle goes up? That's London session coming in. London's gonna be a sell, it often creates like thrusts up, opposite direction before giving that sell, which in that moment to most traders can seem like it's kind of like scary, like whoa, price is going up, like yo, it's buys, but then it often reverses that move. So if you're looking for sells in this, you know, this right now, it's like okay, it could be setting up. There's no entry confirmation right now. Like you'd want to see price spike up and maybe even close back down, form a wick, end up forming a wick on the candlestick. That's what can happen around these hours. So if you're thinking sells, like price could still push up before it gives you sells. Best to even wait for the 4 hour to finish. Like then like Xauusd's 4 hours done, but even this 4 hour, like it'd still be good to wait for this to go up. Hasn't hit 33.25 yet. Dollar's been super weak. Maybe it's in a spot where it could correct a bit. Yeah, because metals, you know, metals could be bullish, but long term, I'd be keeping an eye on that 4 hour candle closely, like seeing if it spikes up, tries to create wick rejections, like liquidity grabs, manipulation, or just overall if it rejects bearish, like if you're looking for sells, like a 4 hour rejection candlestick. It's not there yet. So I said like you probably have to keep an eye on the charts like next 2 hours or so. I'm gonna do that and see if there's a signal I can drop into Discord. If you're in my inner circle Discord, I'll probably drop a signal tonight. We will see. Right now, again, you could sit on your hands. Like the trend is kind of going bullish here. You could wait if you're looking for buys. It's not a place to buy. If anything, wait, sit on your hands and see if you get like a bigger pullback, if anything. If you're looking for buys, if anything, wait. Or wait for a new high to get created. Pullbacks, to me, not really in a buy spot. Could still go up, like price could still just keep ripping. That's why in this situation, it's better to watch the 4 hour. Not rush in price, like it might look like a good sell, but it's still setting up. I'd want to see maybe a candle like this, rejection candlesticks. Those are just simply candles that close, you know, opposite direction markets going, like a rejection candlestick, like something like this right here, as simple as I can make it. This candle, after that candle, next candle goes down. 4 hour can be a good time frame to look for rejection candlesticks, because realistically, if you get a good rejection candlesticks, it gives you an idea that the next 4 hour candle can go up, and it's just one candle after that, or maybe two. Like it's not a lot of candlesticks that form on the 4-hour to make a day of price action. So getting a good 4-hour close in the right spot, it could be a pullback, it could be a push up in price, could put you in the right location for that next 4-hour swing. Like 4 hours just simply rejection candles simply are just like this candle right here, the first one I highlighted, because you have one candle going up, the next candle going up, the next candle going up, and then here you can see a big push up. After that, you get a bearish candle. It's really that simple, right? It's just you're not gonna catch every candle, and 4-hour candles do take time, right? There's not many of them to make a day of price action, but obviously 4 hours, once it's kind of found its direction on the 4-hour, it's like it's been established for that candle. Like once it's moved most of it, it's like, okay, this is probably going to be a bullish candle or a bearish candle. Probably going to get some volatility coming into, what time is it? 1 a.m. So it's 1 a.m. right now. So between 1 a.m. and 2:30, you're going to see volatility, maybe spikes up, thrusts up around these hours. Between 1 and 2, 2 and 2:30, this time range. Usually where like volatility will start to kick in, volume, you might see like spikes up, liquidity spikes up. Especially if people are already selling, if there's already sellers in the market. Wonder if this candle closes bearish. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we have a signal. Let's keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we have a signal. Might hear. We'll see. Little spike up there right at 1 a.m. 32.25 got tapped. Signal may be loading. We'll see. Loading. Maybe loading. Keep it on the back burner, alright? Keep it on the back burner. Possible sells tonight. Maybe like 32.25, 33.30 area. For London. What was this? Damn, son. Gee. I'll be back. Keep an eye on gold. 1 sec, I gotta answer the phone. They're calling me downstairs. We might have a setup loading. I'll let you guys know. I'll drop the signal if there is one. We might be on for a bit here. Let's see. Let's wait. We'll stay patient. Yo. Yo, those of you guys that are in my inner circle, if you go in the Discord, I dropped some crypto long-term plays in there today. I have more to drop too, so check that out because it took me a little bit to write those things. It took me a bit to write those, and I got 2 more to drop, so it might take you a bit to read it all. I'm not gonna show it here, but if you're in my Discord, crypto long-term plays, show one coin. I got a few more to drop. I dropped a couple in there today. I got a few more to drop, but if you go to crypto long-term plays, for those of you guys in my inner circle, there's some good coins in there, and I'm gonna drop a few more because I put TON in there, Telegram coin. You can check out the chart analysis. Right now, like I said, altcoin market, the altcoin market has been down for a while. One second. All right, my bad. Yeah, so as we know, the altcoin market has been down for a while versus Bitcoin. So some solid projects, good projects, not things I'm gonna be dropping good projects in there, not coins that are gonna give you 100x, 50x. Who knows what they give you, but they're good projects that will more than likely go up during an alt season. They could go 5x, 3x, 10x. They're good projects. Some of them will outperform more than others. But yeah, right now, some solid projects are trading at pretty much major discount prices. And on a technical perspective, they're sitting at powerful zones that could be setting up for the next big moves. Most major coins, in the top 50 and the top 100 right now are way lower compared to where Bitcoin, even Ethereum, Solana, and XRP are on the charts. So there's a lot of good projects you can go through right now on the top 50 or the top 100. Most crypto traders try to look for new coins that come out every day, that pump, like new coins that get made every day, or coins with really low market caps so they could get 50x, 100x gains. But honestly, where you can make your money is just by looking for good projects, and you can snipe 3x's, 4x's, 5x's. Some will maybe go beyond that, but if you park yourself in the right projects, like getting 10x's, getting 50x's, getting 20x's in crypto is not even always about trying to keep finding new coins. It's maybe just parking yourself in the right ones and staying patient. There's a lot of coins right now. If you're in my inner circle, pay attention to that section because next couple of days I'll be dropping some stuff in there. We're not selling gold. We're just chilling right now on gold. There's no confirmation. There's no signal right now for gold. Like I said, if anything, it's going to be waiting for the 4-hour candle to close bearish. And we're just chilling. We're chilling. If there's a signal, I'll let you know. Not reacting. Just letting price kind of do its thing for now. Ideally, I want to pull back on gold so I can get in to buy. But me personally, not going to buy from here. We'll see if price shifts up a lot and it stays up, then it's like a different scenario. Pullback continuations, but not my type of setup. I'm gonna keep an eye on the 4-hour tonight. Yeah, maybe 33.50, maybe even 33.40. Someone said 33.50. Like I could try to even like push up to 33.40. Now we'll wait. If anything, I'll drop a signal tonight. We won't stay on forever. But there might be a setup tonight loading. The DXY is at pretty much the lowest level. If you look at the dollar's been on a free fall. The dollar's at the lowest level it's been since 2022 March. Been on a free fall the last few months since Trump took over. Since Trump's inauguration, basically, dollar has been free falling. This is interesting. It's made that local top a while ago. Bitcoin pumping. Dollar's become lowest levels in some years. Some things are highest levels in years. Now, yeah, like I said, yeah, the 4 hour. I know the 4 hour closed on Oanda, but if you look at it, it's still, no rejection wick. Maybe it's like I said, like one, two. If it's gonna be sells on gold for London, you're likely gonna see a thrust up in price, thrust up, wick created, candlestick rejection on the 4 hour. If you're gonna get like sells, if you're gonna get sells around these hours, liquidity grabs, usually faster price action where you can create candlestick wicks. I'll show you. So here's a good example, for instance, and I put this in my Inner Circle Discord last week. Where is it? Like, here's a good example right here. See this candlestick? This was around these hours. So here's a screenshot from last week. So these candlesticks, for instance, is like this time, these hours. See the wick it created on that candle? How it spiked up, it like thrust up. That was around these hours. It spiked up. So it shows you like a sign of like, okay, buyers were in control, but sellers took over. Possible reversal signal when these types of things happen, especially if you're on the charts, you're watching, you can see these things happen. It's like, when crypto dumps and you're like, oh my God, I got to buy. A situation like that. A situation happens. You don't always got to predict everything. That's in like, what is that? Trading in the zone. Trading in the zone says, if you've ever studied trading in the zone, you don't need to know what's always going to happen next to make money in the market. Anything can happen. Every moment's unique. Your job is really to wait for the opportunity to exploit an edge over the market. So like, see, like this candle, for instance, like, so there was, I'll show you an example from last week. This candlestick, it was in a good zone and it had spiked up, and it's like, okay, that created a wick, and then it's got this smaller body, so it's like, this is looking good, this is looking nice, it's looking like, okay, signs of sells. Potentially the next candle or the next two candlesticks could drop after this one. It's a candlestick like that in a moment like this, at a time like this too, like London, pre-London session, where you could get a reaction market behavior like that. If you look too, so see this is a screenshot pretty much like the next morning. So this would have been pretty much, that candle would have been 1 a.m. This candle after was the candle we're on right now. See, like these types of candles, that is, where's that on the chart? That is right here on the chart. If we go to the chart, that's right here, these two candles. Same kind of like time we're in right now. Hours, area of like windows, I like to call it like time of the day. This is pre-London session going into the London session. It's kind of like a window of the day, an area of the day, where it's not like you gotta always just take trades. You could kind of monitor the chart, the price action behavior. Like, we know volume at this time. So for anybody who's like at the basic level, volume at this time opens up as we're going into the London session. So think about it, for some of you guys that are on this stream that live in Europe. Some of you guys live in Europe and different parts of the world, right? So right now, all your economy is about to open. Your banks, your stores, economy is about to start running. It's like volume. When a store opens, customers come in, volume comes in. So at different times of the day, volume comes in the market, like London session, New York. So this sort of time is a good time to, monitor the price, watch the behaviors going into the time where the volume comes in. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., going into London, kind of the pre-London. So around, it was last week, so this is a good example to show you guys what I mean. This is, so these two candles right here, I was thinking sells, and I was like, okay, the market's in kind of a place where sells could happen. But, so you can have a bias. So one thing's forming like the bias, you form your bias. It's like, okay, I think we could maybe get some sells or a pullback, but then watching price behavior to see like different signs, or I like to say evidence. That's the word. Yeah. In Italy, it opens 9 a.m. Yeah, London going up till 3 a.m. Yeah, there's a gap that has been filled. Yeah, I noticed that. Trump having a go. Oh, is he? Wait, what's going on again? I didn't hear about that. What's that all about? Trump having a go at Elon again on about pulling his money. Pulling his money from what? Pulling his money from what? From like his donation or whatever. What happened there? They're going back at it again, man. What happened there? What did he do? Monday, what did he do? What's this? This is CNN, so I mean, you got Fox, CNN. What happened? What happened? Is this about it? What happened? Enlighten me. Enlighten me, fam. Huh. Let's see, what's this? I'm gonna read some of this. Okay, as a Senate debate, President Trump's big beautiful bill on Monday before a final vote must issue a stark warning via his social media. Is this what it's about? Insane spending bill. The money printer, yo, they're turning the money. Pump our, yo, we're over here like pump our crypto bags. Oh man. I mean, crypto people aren't really. If you're a crypto person, you're like, yo, the big beautiful bill, the spending bill, tax bill, savings bill. If you're a crypto person, sounds like they're gonna be turning that money printer on, and then we talk about the whole interest rate cuts probably coming in September, October. There's a 94% chance now it happens in September after all the news today. Jerome Powell has a speech tomorrow morning at 9:30. Everyone's saying it's a lot of speculation. Yeah, there's a 9:30 he speaks tomorrow. I'm pretty sure New York session, Euro Central Bank. Yeah, like he's gonna be getting questioned, and then he's at the Euro Central Bank forum tomorrow speaking. Jerome Powell at a policy panel. Oh, he called it the Big Porky Pig Party. Damn, Elon Musk. Is that what he... Wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah, they have a relationship there going on. 4 hour, keep an eye on 4 hour. I'll probably drop a signal tonight. We gotta be patient tonight. Maybe wait for like 2, 3 a.m. Old Jerome speaks tomorrow. Yep, there we go. Grandpa speaks, so... if you're on my session, I did stream this afternoon. Go watch that stream. A lot of updates, a lot of news on that stream. I'm not gonna go over all that today, or here. Go watch the stream I did this afternoon. It's like a 1 hour stream. A lot of news today. Just today there was enough news to go over on like one stream and highlight. So go check out the stream from earlier today if you missed that. There's a lot of updates, a lot of news, crypto, interest rates, Jerome Powell, Trump, S&P, Bitcoin. 9:30 a.m. Yeah, he's at the he's just a policy forum at the Euro Central Bank forum. He's probably just gonna get asked questions. People are like, it's rate cuts. Who knows? Nah, that's. I don't know about that, folks. Mate, that's speculation. Yeah, we're coming up into this zone here. It's waiting game. Wait for wick rejections, candle rejections tonight. Like something like this. Like best example I could give you is what Literally something I called out last week was this sell setup. I was in my inner circle. If you guys are in my inner circle, there's some good signals last week. Maybe one loading tonight. Last week was 100% weak, even on live trading. Last week was banging week. So we've been chilling this week. Patience this week. It's been a good week. Last week was a good week. There's a lot to learn from last week too. We'll wait for the 4 hour. 4 hour, realistically, like the 4 hour, you have 6 candles in the day that make your day on the 4 hour. So you kind of have to be patient once it's picked its direction and you're looking for reversals. I have to wait for the next 4 hour candle is what I mean, because it's like these ones are still bullish. We haven't, still no wick, no rejection. Forex.com or Oanda, they're both. I like to look at both. I like Forex.com more. Personally, but I look at both. Like I keep both here. XAU. Both are good. Silver looks weird. Wait on gold. Wait on gold. Like I said, it's probably gonna come 33.25, 33.30. It even looks like it might push up into this candle more. Is that a good zone where it could reject? What I like to wait for when it comes to sells is like these wicks are key. Like candles like this, we call them singular candlesticks. Look at these. What I like to wait for when it comes to sells on gold. Well, timing one thing. This is a good time because we're going into London session. Big wick rejections, smaller wick rejections. It doesn't even have to be that big of a wick. It can be smaller, something like this, like I showed you. That's what you got to get kind of good at waiting for on gold on the 4 hour when you're looking for reversals. It'll give you those moves in the week. It'll give you a couple good 4 hour moves in the week if you're patient. But the one thing I've learned is like sometimes it takes time. It could take hours even for like a setup to form. Sometimes days, hours to days, like for a good setup to form on the 4 hour. Most traders think there's gonna be one there every moment of the day. Couple through the week on the 4 hour. This is a good 4 hour setting up though. So like I said, watch this area for rejection, guys. I'll drop something in Discord tonight. I'll be up here monitoring the chart for the next couple hours as we go into London session. Crypto's on the dip. Crypto's on the dip. Let me check the chat. Oh, maybe on the chopping block. Trump sent a list of names to replace him. So, yeah, I heard about that. Okay. Subsidiaries to all his company. Elon and Trump are fighting. Okay, yep. I've seen that. Distractions. That's an interesting one. Elon, interesting case. He's just got to focus on his tech. That guy's just, got to focus on who he is, his tech, his innovation, maybe political guy wasn't the route for him, but big, probably one of the, Joe Rogan, Elon. There's some names that you could throw in there that are a big part of, I think, Trump's campaign too. Elon donated what, 288 some million? Well, he didn't donate a lot of, not $288 million. So yeah, interesting carrier. He's got his focus on the tech. Tesla. I go live every day. I go live more in my inner circle. Right now I'm live on YouTube. Streaming for the public. Checking out gold. We were live earlier today. I have more of a schedule and routine inside my inner circle where I go live pretty much every single day of the week, multiple times even in the day. And inside of my inner circle, there's a playlist. There's over 100 sessions in that playlist. Some of those sessions are 2-3 hours long. So we go live every day here. Check out this. These are all the sessions in my inner circle that are pre-recorded. We're live every day inside the inner circle. I'll pop up here on YouTube. If you're on my Discord, I always drop when I go live. Discord, Telegram, when I'm live here. plug in. Go watch the last session I did live here on YouTube last week. That was a fire session, is all I gotta say. Go watch the last session I did last week to end the week off last week. Friday, I said I didn't even go on Friday because we weren't gonna get a better trade on Friday. Thursday morning it was. Go watch Thursday morning session. You can learn something from that session too. But we're live every day. We're here every day. UK time. Italy. We got Italy, UK. What do we got? Okay. What's good? Italy. I know what time it is over there. I know. Y'all waking up. 1:30 here, fam. What do I think about XRP? Good project. Like if you compare it to alts, or if you chart wise compared to a lot of other alts, it's up. It's been in a holding pattern. This thing's been above $2 for. Someone asked, what do I think about XRP? So if we look at price right now, it's literally been above $2 for the last 213 days. The price has maintained to stay above $2. So there's a lot of demand. Because like if you look at this thing in previous runs where it's come this high and relevantly around here, it just dumped instantly. They didn't spend 213 days above a price. So $2 is showing demand, like a lot of demand at that $2 level. Right now there's like a pullback. Anything below $2 is pretty much like probably like more of a bargain for this coin because people want to buy it cheaper. But long term, like there's big price predictions for XRP. Like you got to look at market cap and supply of the coin. Like some people are saying it's gonna go to $1,000 a coin, to $100 a coin. You can have, I mean, you can have your predictions and your price predictions, but you want to be realistic because like I think this run is gonna go. I think like the next time crypto really pumps, it's gonna be fast. It's not gonna be as long as people maybe want or think. It's gonna be fast. 3 months of pump. So market's gonna give you prices that it's gonna give you in that phase, like 3 months of pumping. Like people are calling out 500K, 300K of Bitcoin for end of the year. Who knows if it does that? If it does that, it'll do it. But you could be more realistic than that. Like way lower than that. Like XRP, there's some unbelievable price predictions for it. Like XRP to hit right now, if you wanted a $20 XRP or that's $30 XRP, you would need to be as big as Bitcoin right now, right? So whatever your price predictions are for $30, $36 XRP, you would need to be Bitcoin's market cap right now. We're still like, it's a US coin, so coins like XRP, USA coin, USA token are good projects, ones you want to focus on too. But realistically, if we're like being realistic, like if it's Ethereum's market cap, it's at like $4, maybe like $4.99, right? So being realistic, those are more realistic prices. You can, go online and people have their price predictions for long term, like XRP's the next. Like the banks are going to be using XRP, Swift. There's a lot of big talks with XRP who's going to be using it, but it's pretty still like kind of suppressed because of all the SEC stuff. It's been sitting above $2, but the fact that it's been above $2 for this long shows like good demand. But price predictions, like look here, realistically, like being realistic, like getting closer to like an Ethereum market cap. That gives you, if you're at Ethereum's market cap right now, you're at $5 a coin. So like just to think of that for perspective, because there's people that are like, this thing's gonna go to $100, $50, $20. Like that's okay. If it does, the market will do that. Like if the market's gonna run that much, it'll do it fast, and you'd probably be in for a ride. But you could be more realistic than that. That's what you got to look at. Like WIF, like here's why I like WIF. for those of you guys that know. If let's look at meme coins, like, so this is how you got to look at realistic, like, price targets where something could potentially go. Dogecoin's still at 16 cents. That coin's been out for quite a while. I like that coin. That coin, if you look at market cap of and you compare like WIF to Doge, unbelievable actually. WIF to Doge market cap, $24 a coin. So we could go lower than that. We could go like WIF to like Pepe, Bonk, Trump. Trump right now. There's more value. This coin would hit like $2 with that market cap. And Dogecoin would probably still be at like 26 cents, 30 cents, something like that. While this would be at like $2 a coin. This Dogecoin would be at like, whatever. Or let's do meme coin, boom, 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 bonk, Pepe, Shiba. Hey, not being optimistic here, but that's like $7. That would be like $7 Shiba's market cap. So we don't even gotta say Shiba's market cap. We could say lower than that at this current time, though. At this current market cap. So one thing a lot of you guys might not understand what I'm saying right now is at this current time, at this current market cap, right now. Market cap will go up a bit later. Interest rates September, October, unless Trump comes in and just says, "Yo, Jerome, you're out," which I don't know if they can do. He's supposed to be done in like May of the next year. Market cap right now, if we were comparing market cap right now, so take that into consideration. Some of you guys might know what I'm saying. Later on, might be interesting. Yeah, wait for gold. We're gonna wait. No signal right now. Wish there was, guys. One of those patience. Last week we had 100% week last week. It wasn't by rushing and everything. It was by being patient. I made some training videos on that for my inner circle. Go watch. I just uploaded 3 videos in my inner circle. And there's a part where I talk about literally the patience of each setup. I called out last week. Because one setup happened one day. The next one was 2 days later. The next one was a day later. The next one. So it's kind of like one by one. But yeah, guys. I'll keep you guys updated in Discord. That's what I think about XRP, my friend. All right. I don't see any more questions. I don't know what Powell. I don't know the Powell. It could be anything. He's probably gonna get interviewed. He's gonna get asked questions. He's at Euro Central Bank Policy Forum, policy panel at the Euro Central Bank Forum on central banking. Audience questions will be expected. So Euro Central Bank in Europe. He's gonna be in Europe, I think, at the forum that they're doing at a policy panel. So it might not be this whole like USA thing. We'll see. Because it was a scheduled meeting. So if it was like a random like talk, it'd be like, yo, what? It was scheduled. So if it was like, yo, Powell speaking on some policy terms for rate cuts, emergency meet, like something like that. But go on Twitter and look up what the U.S. Treasury Secretary said today. Go on Twitter and look up that. All right, I showed you, or go watch my session today. We went over it. It's like a 3-minute video. I played it earlier today. It's a little too long to play. We're gonna wrap it up here for the night. I'll be on in the morning. What do I think about ICP? If you're in my inner circle, you should know. If you're in my inner circle, you should know. Great project, great ecosystem. Probably ahead of its time. I think if the average person were to study it, it would be like, whoa, what the heck is crypto? When you really go into ICP. Like Bitcoin, I think for the average person would be like the best thing to study and start out learning crypto. You go into a coin like that, it's a whole ecosystem. They have their whole own ecosystem trying to solve like good problems, defeating middlemen purposes. That is a great research project, great technology. But even the more I've researched it, the more I'm like, that's like ahead of it. I think the average person to wrap their head around it, it's like, what the heck? They have an entire ecosystem though. ICP. It's at 480 right now, below $5. Look at the high we made here, $20, 21. I've made some videos on it and have chart analysis and a write up in my inner circle Discord on this. I mean, I look as like I talked about for a bit before this part of this session. Right now, you probably have time, but you have a limited time. Like right now, if you're looking at alts, like I said, we know the alt market has been down for a while, like yearly lows. Some solid projects are trading at major discount prices right now when you're looking at 2-year lows. So major discount prices, and technically they're sitting at powerful zones on the charts when you're looking at the charts. A lot of things in the top 50, top 100 are literally sitting at like major discounts right now. ICP would probably be one of them, I would say. If you look at the chart, look at it. You don't have to look at this thing going to 40, 50, $100. Look at where it's at right now. Look at the highs it's made. $21. Even if this goes from where it's at right now to $21, $25, that's good bag right there. That's like a 4x. 350%. If we go to 25, that's like a 4x. Yeah, from here. $25. If it goes to 20, 21, the high, that's 328% from here. And the problem now with crypto is everybody wants, because I've been in crypto so long. I've been in crypto for a while now. A lot of you guys know. Everybody wants the coin that's going to give them 100x, 10x, or it's like, I need to buy this because if it goes to here, like I got to buy this. What if it goes to all-time high $600? And they miss out on, and I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from experience here too. Because I've gone to charts where I'm like, yo, the all-time high is this price. It's fucking $500. Yo, I gotta buy it here because if I buy it here and put in this, it'll go to here. And then that mindset will make you miss out on 300% gains, 400% gains. Too easy 4x, 5x's, 3x's on good projects that sit at the top 100. Took me years to learn that, so learn from me. Because that's how you end up holding bags longer than you need to. Yo, you could target. Look at this thing's been to $50, $60 from here. You could get maybe a 10x if you're trying to really hold through. That could go 15 if it goes to the highs. It's been $80, $82. It's been higher than that. It came out, but ICP, we could see this high here at $81, the $50, 45s, 30s, like on the way down. There's different highs, but the nearest ones are like 20, 25. So realistically, that could be like a good clip right there, literally. If the market goes fast, look how long it took here for it to run up there. I'm on the weekly chart right now. It took weeks to go from here to here. A lot of coins usually do. This will be an alt season coin. So right now, like this year, I would pay attention to the space because things are moving fast right now, and you have like limited time until the market goes up, finds its peak, alt season happens, and then you go into kind of like a little bit of a winter phase. You have like probably a limited time to capitalize on Bitcoin. There's a different way to approach Bitcoin long term, but that's for an entirely different session. These altcoins, you approach them differently. There's a different way to approach Bitcoin than these altcoins, meme coins, and things like that. So plug in. I'll be going over some things. If you guys are in my inner circle, you guys will be following the journey. It's gonna be a good year though. Plug in. Yo, gold's looking nicer now. Shit. Damn. Now we got some turbulence here. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll drop a signal if anything in Discord for you guys. Gonna keep an eye on it. Nothing right now. It's looking a bit better. Starting to form some rejection. BTC dominance is kind of dropping, someone said. I mean, is it? Is it? You got compared to ETH too. ETH's at 9%. So not until ETH cracks, like when ETH goes to like 15, 18, 20%, that's when Bitcoin dominance is dropping. It's yeah, compared to, depends where you're comparing it to. Still higher than last month, still at last week's average. Yearly low, look at last year, 53%. That would be like dropping. Then you would see a shift, especially if ETH's at 9%. When ETH, you see this blue line, when ETH, even when ETH can, if ETH hits 10%, that would be that 1% is you'd see a good day if ETH were to go like just this, the blue line curving a bit. Like where that really hits is again when Bitcoin is coming to like the 50s in dominance. It's when ETH's like taking over. Coins like that coin we just went over, ICP, someone asked in the chat. That is a coin that you need ETH to go. But I'm out. Peace out. I'll be on Inner Circle in the morning for New York session open. If Powell speaks at 9:30, what news do we have? Yeah, I'll be in my Inner Circle for New York session, like 8:30 in the morning. New York open, 8/8:30. Yeah. Tap in. No sleep. Leo's back in Italy. Someone's. He's gotta stay there for a bit. He's been living coming to the Western world. I was just in Miami. And the trenches are here on these charts. 33.30, 33.40 area looks interesting. Depending on how the 4-hour closes, if the 4-hour ends up closing beneath 25, I'll drop a chart in Discord momentarily, but I'm out. 8:30 I'll be on. Peace.